Have the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The motion.
So moved.
Second. Okay. We're right into resolutions. Resolution authorizing Health Department environmental fee schedule update. Motion.
So moved.
First by Legislator Klein, second by Legislator Rehill.
This is really just a request to update the language that we're using to encompass seasonal operations, which is any operation that doesn't run year round. They can run up to 8 months, 9 months. This will not really increase revenue too much, maybe $200 the first year, and then after that it should decline significantly after they realize it. But it's just the language in the fee schedule.
You didn't, or not you, whoever did this didn't raise this, the amounts at all?
No, not this year. Last year we kept pace with the increase in costs through business. This year we didn't.
Yeah, because cost of living should go up.
Yeah, we did last year. This year we didn't need to raise any.
Like groceries have gotten higher since last year, I can tell you that. Okay.
Any more discussion?
One question over here on gatherings, public gatherings, I assume that's like the Dirt Week?
That's under a mass gathering.
Okay, right. I thought it was public gatherings that says where, which an admission is charged, and it's $15,000. Mass gathering, only $600.
Yes, that's correct.
So how many mass gatherings of 5,000 people or more happen, actually?
Just
the one.
Harvard Festival.
Is not, because there's multiple entrances and exits.
So that's
There's
not considered that.
Right, but Super Dirt Week is our only one.
But Dirt Week comes under public gatherings, where an admission is charged.
Dirt Week comes under mass gathering, but it does have an admission or charge. That's correct.
So it's different.
There is.
Okay.
So that's why the rodeo that happened in Constantia had to stay under 5,000 people.
Yes.
Why so much 15,000 for?
Okay. That's another. I'm going to ask my environmental director and I'll get back to you with that answer.
It just seems like it's like nothing's more than 1,000 on the whole list, and that's
Right.
$15,000. And if you keep it under 5,000, so 6,000 is 15,000, but
4,000 is nothing?
I don't want to say it's a typo, but I think it might be.
Can we
But I
maybe
need
make
to
a phone call or
research it.
something before we approve it? See?
Yeah.
We wouldn't want to approve something
Nope,
unless we amend it to,
Nope, I 100% agree.
we don't have a lot on the table, so maybe just, if you could find out real quick and then we can amend it.
Yeah.
I sure will. I'll be right back. Yeah, please, if you don't mind.
It's fine.
I'm even going, I'm not.
well, the people that put on the rodeo, I know, I went to it. And,
Yeah, go ahead.
I know they had a cap it,
Yeah, you can just.
and they had 5,000. They had 5,000. They sold 5,000 tickets.
Did they really?
They did.
Wow, we only sold 4,990.
Another person would have cost them
Up to 5,000.
Another
Up to
person,
5,000?
it would have cost them $600 if they got one more person.
It's 5,000 or more.
Well, wait a second. Any gathering of 5,000 or more for which an admission is charged, well, they charged.
Continues for 24 hours or more.
Yeah, it was 2
That's the one right
days.
above it.
Yeah, they did it for 2 days.
Yeah.
It was amazing too.
Be hard pressed to have a gathering of 5,000 people or more.
Well, that's what I asked, how many gatherings happen like that?
Question.
Not many.
Right there, but I,
It's
I
the
don't
first,
know.
it's the first one they did, so they want to do it every year now, but they're also going to start doing concerts and stuff there too.
Where's this Constantia?
This is, it's in Constantia, yeah, it's called North Riding.
Oh, the horse.
It's a horse farm. Yeah, where you went for the,
Sure. Been out there for a lot of things.
yeah, what the farmers event.
FarmNet, yeah. And then
Yeah, it's a fantastic
we had
facility.
Columbus meeting.
He's built that big pond down there. He's got gazebos. He's
Yeah.
got indoor horse arena. He's got outdoor arena. He's got two outdoor.
It's a
He's
really
got
nice
the whole
Yeah.
steeplechase type tracks.
When was the rodeo?
The rodeo was in July
So you
last
think they're
fall,
gonna do
last
it
year,
again?
end of July.
I think, well, the
That's
last
something
rodeo I went to
my
was in
grandkids
Billings,
would love.
Montana, so this one's a lot closer. No kidding, I love that.
Now they made a pretty big deal about it on the on Facebook.
I don't remember seeing that. I probably would have made that if
Yeah.
I'd seen it.
That's how
And
I
I see
did.
the other stuff on it.
Yeah, Roy, that comes up again, let us know.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love to
okay.
go to it.
Yeah, please,
Absolutely.
because I want to do that.
Our tourism department can help promote it as well.
Yeah.
They didn't need help. I
Yeah,
mean,
because obviously they
apparently,
couldn't
yeah.
sell more than.
They couldn't sell-
Maybe
they
that's why.
literally couldn't
Yeah.
sell any more tickets.
Only
They-
people from Constantia could go.
They
There's the whole
actually,
population right there.
so the outfit that does it, this is what they do. They travel around and they put these on and they, but people enter. They pay a fee to enter and compete, on all these different events and stuff. I mean, they're doing the bull riding and everything.
No
And-
kidding.
So
Oh,
that's a sanction, because that's a big sport down south.
Oh yeah, it's a big, it's a big deal. People
Oh,
came from
West.
all over the place.
Yeah, because,
And they have a whole the whole mountainside there. When you're in the barn, they can they've got all kinds of room to park all the people with their trailers and their horses and everything. So they have all kinds of horse events there. But now they're talking about doing concerts. So they've got a kind of a natural amphitheater there down towards the lake, and it's a beautiful venue.
And the House of Legislature, the House of Representatives, Claudia Tenney doesn't live more than 3/4 of a mile from there.
No, she was there too. No, you can almost see her house from there. The Vanderkamp that got converted, I think Vanderkamp may have actually been bought by a Marriott company.
Oh, really?
So Vanderkamp used to be an ecumenical camp, and there's all these different outbuildings, and so there's a big main building with a cafeteria. Well, now they're doing weddings and stuff there. So there's like 4 or 5 different buildings that they've renovated. There's a boathouse, there's a main house, there's a house with a cafeteria, when I say cafeteria, it's big. And then there's like these little tiny ones that are out in the woods that there's no electricity to, but people are renting them. I mean, my son's getting married next fall. We've rented the whole site to bring people in and keep them there.
What's it called?
For the wedding. It's called Vanderkamp. And they've got on the internet they have all photographs. You can tour all the different buildings, and that's adjacent to North Riding. And they have, when I first moved to Cleveland, we would go up there and cross country. They used to rent cross country skis, and they have all these trails and stuff. So I got to know the woods up there pretty good. It was a fun place to hike around. And
Roy, is that up by the salt flats?
it's straight up Martin Road. So as you come into Cleveland, before you got to the elementary school on Route 49, it's the road before that.
Going up the hill then?
Going up the hill, yeah. And then about a mile up is the horse farm, and then another half a mile after that is the entrance to Vanderkamp. And Vanderkamp goes all the way over to Route 17. So it's like 1,200 acres.
They must go close into Oneida County there. It's pretty darn close to it.
It's possible that Vanderkamp is partially in Oneida County, but I'm not 100% sure of that.
Is the bridge still out?
At my house, yeah.
The 49 bridge, yeah?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a 49 bridge. It's a Bridge Street bridge. So we're gonna have to rename the road.
Because it's the Bridge Street Bridge
It's
without bridge.
not Bridge Street anymore. Well, I lived there, so all of us on the road sent a letter to the village and just said, look, we know it's going to cost you a ton of money to do this. Don't do it. Because the way Route 49 turns there, Bridge Street is straight. And people come off 49, they'll go past my house going 60 miles an hour. They know, so that, and there's little kids that live across the street, somebody's gonna get killed. So we're like, hey, don't fix it. Well, what happened is, 20, or it's like a 5 or 6 acre beaver pond washed out, and it took out the road. And they redid it, but the DEC didn't like what they did. It flooded the neighbor's property because they didn't make the culvert big enough. And then the beaver dam went out again and took the road out again, and they just said, road's closed.
Sometimes that works out better for the people that live there.
It's kind of nice for me. I like it. I'm on a cul-de-sac now.
Oh, Lord.
Gotta have a reason to come to my house. Anybody else got good stories to tell?
What's in the school now?
The school is been purchased by the Rangers, the DEC, to move the Ranger School there. So they were gonna move it, and then they weren't gonna move it, and now they are moving it again. But they do like the active shooter training for the sheriff's department down there, and for DEC and state troopers. So they're doing some training in there now in the old school, but the Ranger School hasn't moved in there yet. I talked to because they closed the elementary school in Constantia this year. So the kids in Cleveland are going
This year they did?
this year.
Where they put the kids?
They're taking them all the way to
The campus?
all the way to the campus. So those little
Those kids are on the school bus forever.
forever, and the little ones. It's
Yeah.
terrible because they're redoing the school in Constantia where there's no sewer. They got it on a giant septic tank. But the school in Cleveland has sewer and water. It never made any sense. I talked to the super during the summer and said, hey, look, sounds like DEC might move out. Maybe you could buy it back, And didn't happen, and now DEC is back in the game. So.
Okay.
So what she believes it is that is part of the mass gathering for the escrow, and that was never increased. But she's looking into it. This is Caitlin. She's our director of environmental. So we're looking into it, so we can either hold this completely, but this is what is current right now, because these fees did not change.
I leave it the same. And if we have to amend it later on, we can always amend it.
Did it expire?
It did not expire. We're just updating it. We look at the numbers every year.
But
I'm
what
not
changes
sure.
were made?
The only change that was made was we added the seasonal fee,
The one
which
that's
is
highlighted there.
$25.
The one that's highlighted.
Yes, sir.
I got one more question.
But I will do the right explanation. She's looking into it, even if she has to call the Department of Health to get that information.
Right, so it's not gonna affect anything for a month, so
No, like you said, we could amend it afterwards.
unless,
Well, I would recommend just tabling it until next month, give her time to dig into it, and then there's no urgency in passing it, right?
That's fine.
There's nothing.
There-
It's the same thing.
So- I'd like to know how many of these 5,000 people or more gatherings take place too. How many times was people required to pay this $50,000? What kind of gatherings?
Not very often.
No, I would keep my table at 4,999. I was saying, why would you?
We can't.
Right, just to avoid a $15,000 fee. Makes sense. But I'd be interested to know if there's any, and then,
It's been the same number for at least the last 3 years. And no one's questioned it, and that's probably why nothing's been done. I'm glad it was brought to the table and questioned. We can look into it and why
and how many people pay?
and how many.
That's why we have new people and faces on different committees. Yes, ma'am.
This resolution is only to add the seasonal change. If we're gonna make other changes, does it need a whole new resolution?
It will.
Well, I would say if we table this resolution, you come back and we'll update it and say
Okay.
this is the updated version, right? We're just not
Right,
approving this
that's what I'm
updated
asking.
version,
Should I
that's all.
prepare an updated version for next month?
Well, only if you make changes.
Okay,
Right? If there's no change, if you looked into this and you said, no, this is the fee,
Okay.
this is what we do,
thank you.
yeah, I mean, if we
We'll be
need to,
fine
we
with it.
can rescind the whole past one and then just say, here's the new one.
Okay,
right?
Mhm.
thank you.
So I'll make a motion to table till next meeting.
Second.
Absolutely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, I have a question. So I do have, so we don't move on too far from that. On the mobile home sites,
Yes,
the parks, what is considered a site now?
I'm not sure how to answer this question.
New York State, and it was actually the right thing to do because I dealt with some of these damn things, requires now all pads have to be concrete.
Okay.
I believe it's 5.5 inches. And I can't tell you the rest of the math on that, but that I know it's 5.5. But anyway, are these active sites or are these the old gravel sites? Now I'll give you an example, Sandwich Trailers Park.
Okay.
And I don't even know where that is because they're under consent order right now anyway. But I don't think they use a third of that park right now. I mean, there's a lot of abandoned trailers that have been there since I was a kid.
Okay.
And, you know, what do we call, is it an active site we're talking about? Or is it, you know, what is it? If you don't know that, that's okay.
I'm gonna have that answer for you. I'll send it when I send it.
Yeah, no, and that's okay. Because, I mean, we have a lot of trailer, I am one of the fortunate ones, I have 5 trailer parks in my present district. And there's only one of them that's full, and that's the over 55 one.
Okay.
That's, I don't know what they call it now. It's right up the road from, you know what I'm talking about, right next to trains, right next to Monterey's.
Okay, yes, I do know.
You know where I'm talking about.
Grove, Pine Grove?
Pardon me?
Pine Grove?
I don't know what the hell it is. I know where the Republicans live, and that's all I know.
I just have one more question on this too, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm not done. But
Oh, sorry.
you know, I'm done. Sorry. But, you know, Siemens Place, it used to be Ray Siemens, I don't know if you know the name or not. The trailer park up on Route 11,
Yeah.
that's half empty.
Okay.
I know they're working on the ones in Penaville somewhat, because they got bought off by some conglomerate, I think Rochester or something.
Okay. So if you wanna know how many, if
Yeah, how
it's based on
what do
lived
they
in site,
define that?
active site, or just, the flats to,
Yeah, what do they
concrete.
define, you know, what's the definition
Okay.
of that? Because we actually have a lot of room for more mobile homes. I'm a big advocate. I mean, we're gonna be, people don't understand this, but it's gonna be shoved down our throat about this affordable housing. And there's nothing better than a mobile home park to do that.
Richard, just to look at, take a look at the, economic development, resolutions from our last committee meeting. There's a $50,000 grant in there to do a study of all of the, mobile home parks in the county.
Well, I've been feeding Tim information because they just redid,
So you know about it.
I'm very well aware of it because Trenton, New York, which is outside of Marcy, just up the road on 12, and I know you know where that is. They just redid a whole mobile home park, and it's affordable housing. And I don't mean they're old junk trailers; they're brand new homes in there.
Yeah, if you do them right, I mean, they can be, you know, they can be nice. So they can, you know, there's a bunch out near Canandaigua that are like restricted by age and such like that, you know. They're almost like,
Yeah, the key is doing, like you just said, doing it right, because we got to do something with it, and it does tie into health.
oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, we're always at the parks,
Right.
assessing the water and the sewage and making sure they have what they need. You have another
Do you have a question?
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back. Doing, reporting departments. Okay, financial reports, health department. Yeah, yes,
Financial or just report? Would you like report from?
just a report.
Okay.
Let me get that, just so if anybody had any questions.
So I did hand out the draft 2025 review schedule and asked if there's any needed changes or if everybody's agreeable to move forward. Legislative cycle to see if we're gonna switch the
Well, I'd like to see-
Minetto.
Yeah, let me check with Manila
Okay.
first and then I'll get back. Oswego County is suitable and fine, but if I don't want it back on their side, I'm trying to
Okay.
It's like actors, all of you.
Yeah.
That'd be fair.
And that's what we did with the city of Fulton and the city of Oswego. We switched to the city of Oswego for this year, and we'll see how we do.
So why don't we tentatively move it back to Minetto then? I don't think they're gonna have a problem with it. If there is, I'll let you know. That's that. It's not till October, so yeah, it's it to Oswego.
That was my question, because I didn't see the city of Fulton, it's gonna go back and forth. year to
Yeah, we
year.
said every other year, switch
We go to
between the
Fulton.
two cities. That's what was discussed last year.
Not here to discuss it, so.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so why don't we just approve this then? I'll make a motion to approve the amended draft rabies clinic.
Second.
Favor?
No,
No.
yeah, I didn't get to talk first.
All right,
Open for discussion.
go back up for discussion.
There's nothing on the North Shore. Why do we do that?
We alternate town of Hastingstown and West Monroe every other year.
Okay.
And last year we did West Monroe, we had a great clinic there. And this year we do Hastings, and next year we'll do West Monroe again.
Because I'll get grief for that. That's okay, I'll vote yes now.
Yeah, but I know I've heard that, they
We've been
did
doing
that
that
a
for a
couple
long
years
time.
ago, and I asked the same question.
Yeah, just change my vote to yes.
This was part of the budget also last year when it was gonna go down to 4 sites, and then we just put the other 4 back in.
Is that bridge gonna be done by when this rabies clinic is?
The one on
The
49?
temporary bridge is in.
Yeah,
All right, so they can get across.
You can
Yep.
get it through now, yeah.
It won't matter this year because we're gonna do it in Hastings.
Yeah, but you got the people in North
But the
Shore.
whole
Oh,
North
the North
Shore's got
Shore,
it.
right to
That's
get
a lot.
through. Oh, it is.
Yeah, all summer we had a 5-mile detour,
Yes,
in and out,
yes. It's like,
on a side road where everybody was getting ticked off because it was too narrow and people were going 100 on, we're in a 35 mile.
yeah, I think we actually had to have the county go down to Ellinger Road straight up.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was nuts.
I don't know why they just didn't fix the bridge instead of putting in a whole separate bridge, and now they gotta do it again. But hopefully they can fix it while they leave the temporary one.
Looks like the cases are down. I mean, I know you're getting the report, I'm looking at the nice photo here.
that's the 2024 cumulative
Yeah.
total for all the environmental division.
Well, you don't know what the true picture is. You don't know. I mean, come on, I see
We do the best we can.
4 or 5 raccoons a year because, you know, you think I'm gonna screw around with that?
I just want to say I did get to go to the rabies clinic in the town of Oswego last year. What an exceptional job these guys do. I mean, really. Very efficient, move you in, move you out, parking, from parking to going through the whole thing was very efficient. They did a great job.
Also, our warming center locations have been updated on our website. We currently have 14 warming centers located throughout the county. For grants, we have been selected to receive the 2025 NICE Climate and Health Funding, totaling $3,200 in partnership with EMO. Our focus is on severe weather and how to do risk communication activities, which will be helpful for anything in emergency preparedness and how to get the word out. So we're working with our EMO on that grant. We rebranded our evidence-based classes, Living Well workshop series. Due to low attendance, we decided to do some changes. It used to be the chronic disease self-management classes. We switched it over to Living Well with chronic disease, Living Well with diabetes, Living Well with chronic pain, and Living Well with cancer, thriving and surviving. All of the vaping programs start back up in all the school districts. The Year 12 incentive performance project that we working on disease prevention, where we focused on promoting physical activity. The county was awarded $23,000 for successful completion.
Can I ask you a question here, just to go back a little bit? On the warming center,
Mhm.
you have, not you personally, the department has control or accountability for something.
We do we do a MOU with, different agencies. And,
Because do we really know how many people are using these?
well, we have just a memorandum of understanding with certain, like, fire departments, libraries. No, I don't have the number of people that are using them, but they could go in and get warm, and, yes, and there's 14 of them that we have active.
Because I think that's an important number to know, how many people are using these. And I'll give you an example. Wynn Hospital, which most of you won't know what it is, but it's the new hospital in Utica. They're having a real problem there with people coming in there and doing just that, just to get warm. They hang out there every night. And the hospital doesn't take a stand on that. Now, I don't know if it's mandated. I don't know if St. Joe's is getting it. I don't know that. But I know Wynn has got a real problem with it. Can they walk right over to Oswego Hospital there and sit in the,
That's not one of our.
no, but I'm just saying, I don't know what
Mhm.
we gotta know what we're dealing with, you know.
Right.
How many are there?
There's 14. We list them all on our website that people can go during hours of operation, because the library's not open 24 hours. But during the day, if they're out and about or walking and they want to go and get warm, they can. Or
Yeah.
come to the fire department.
Do you have a list of all those?
They're right on the website.
Website.
Would you like me to link? I can link it in the email I'm gonna send you.
Okay.
Are those sites labeled? They can walk up and see that that's what it is?
I'm not sure, I can find out.
Okay.
Well, another question is who's there to oversee
Who monitors it?
who monitors it, who's there to keep order? Because a lot of these people are mental health issue problems.
I think it depends on the MOU that we have with each of these companies, it's their business, so it's, up to their discretion of how it's gonna be monitored. They just agree to let people into the building to get warm. So year 12, I talked about the disease prevention where we were awarded $23,000. Year 13, this is an incentive program project that's going to focus on the health effects of climate change and extreme heat. So more to come on that as we move forward. We are working, we've actually successfully worked with the New York State Opioid Response Strategy and New York State Department of Health and the Institute of Intergovernmental Research and conducted a mock OFR, which is the Overdose Fatality Review. It was very successful. We brought together representatives from not just the health department and HIDA, Oswego Health, the hospital, law enforcement, the treatment centers, the district attorney's office, upstate poison center, and people that live with lived experience. The material for the review at the OFR was statistics and trends that came from Oswego County. The plan is to meet again in March and look at policies and procedures, how we can move forward with that. In the fourth quarter, we distributed 324 overdose response kits through training, as well as the partnership we have with the Oswego County Jail to give a kit to each inmate that is released, and the opioid response consortium. The avian flu, bird flu, at this time, we don't have any reports of H5N1 in this county. We have reached out to Cornell Cooperative Extension to verify the list of poultry farms that we have in the area back in March, and we continue to reach out to our dairy farms. We provided outreach and education, and we have been keeping our website updated with the newest information. We're reaching out to the farms to make sure they have personal protective equipment that they need, and provide education training and how to identify, not really identify, but if they see a sick animal or a dead chicken, to make sure that or bird that who they're reaching out to, things of that nature. Our Healthy Families program is above capacity at 103. We are finalizing our contract with the Office of Family and Children's Services for the Child Welfare Protocol Program. And this is to increase the number of families that we're currently serving. We have like 44 and we can go up to 54 now. So that's very exciting. We did reach out to DSS and have an MOU signed, and the in-services regarding this program are being set up so we can do our training. We have hired our new staff member and continue to do interviews for our senior health program specialist. The Angel Tree was a huge success this year in December. Health department staff assisted with gifts for 89 children. We are in the process of planning an Easter event for our family. The program has also been asked to be one of the reviewers for workshop proposals for the upcoming conference, and we're planning on participating in a panel discussion to help the newer programs as they start up. Preventive and LITSA emissions are steady with our maternal child health and our lead programs. MCH has a current census of 16, 3 receiving lactation services, 2 receiving bereavement visits. Lead, we have a total of 127 lead cases, nothing new to report on lead. Immunizations, we're offering all of the seasonal flu, COVID vaccines now at our regular Tuesday afternoon clinics. We stopped the Monday, Friday clinics. Communicable disease surveillance. Flu continues to trend up. RSV and COVID numbers have been falling slightly. We continue to work with New York State on the increased number of syphilis cases that we've had. We've seen 40 syphilis cases in 2024, and just to put that in reference, we had 19 in 2023. That's across the state that they're seeing increased numbers of syphilis. New York State STI staff currently handle those investigations and treatments, but they do plan on turning it over to all the counties. So more information to come on that. They're going to do an in-person training with us and provide us support as needed. We don't know exactly when that's going to happen or what duties are going to fall on the health department, but we'll be fine. Children with special needs, early intervention, December referrals were 26. In 24, the total referrals we received were 374. January referrals were a total of 35. We were approved from the Bureau of Early Intervention to provide OT services, so that's great news. Preschool in December, we attended 36 meetings. In January, we had 62 meetings. They conducted 27 evaluations for children, and just so you can see, 26 of those out of 27 children were deemed eligible to receive services. So preschool continues to see an increase in referrals. The new Milestones preschool in Pulaski did open yesterday, 1 classroom, and they're excited to open the 2nd classroom sometime in February. The 24th is the date they gave us, but that might get pushed back, so it's kind of tentative. Accreditation, the goal is to have all documentation submitted April 1st. It will happen, if not before. We're ready.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So what will happen after that is they'll review all of our documentation. They will do an on-site visit review, and then they'll make the decision if we're at the place where we'll be accredited. And that might take a couple months, but we're ready. And that's all I have for the report.
Now, one quick question.
Sure.
What do we do with the Healthy Family Program? What do we do for that family?
We teach them how to be self-reliant. We encourage them to go back to school. It's an evidence-based program.
The parents or the kids?
The parents.
Okay.
We teach the parents. We teach them about what the importance of getting a job and caring for their baby and being able to work and how to do things safely. It's a prevent child abuse program that we've had in the county for about 10 years. At one time, it was gonna close down. It didn't look like it was gonna be successful at all, and then, now we're on the top. Our program has succeeded where they're even giving us more money to start other programs where we're working with Child Protective Services for referrals and keeping children and staying with families as the child gets older, which is pretty amazing that we have that ability.
Yeah, because my only concern with it, and it's a good program,
It's
if you want to
wonderful.
describe is, but people don't change until they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When they're uncomfortable, then they change.
We give them the resources so they can make good, positive changes, and we have a lot of success stories out of that program.
That's good.
That's the one program that's 100% funded. The health department used to pay for it out of our own budget. I
At
believe
the very beginning,
At the
we
very
had some
beginning.
grant funding, but it did not cover the whole program. And now it's 100% state funded with this upgrade that we got to the new program.
Well, that's, and you'll hear me say it a million times, that's still our money, remember that. Just
Oh, yeah.
might not be coming on a county tax bill, but
Right.
it's coming from somewhere.
Mhm.
You touched on it, but the overdose rate, usually you give us a report. I don't see it here attached, but could you just go over that again? You did it really quick. How are we doing with that?
So we are doing very well with it, and our numbers do continue to decrease.
Good.
And overdoses. And I can give a quick little report on that with the numbers. I don't have them in front of me.
No, that's fine. Usually you have,
I
as part of
do.
your big printout, and I was digging through as you were talking, so I missed exactly what you said. Yeah.
I did. I
As long as
blocked
the
it out.
numbers are down, Pat.
They are absolutely down. I think it really helped with all the Narcan that we got out into where we're preventing deaths. So overdoses are still happening, just the deaths are definitely down.
Well, Mr. Klein once said, we lost the war, right? So, now we're just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Okay. Any other questions? Looking for the appropriate motion.
Motion to adjourn.
First by legislator Klein, second by legislator Barton. All in favor?
All right?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'm opposed,